And San Diego State football, they obviously had their first game last weekend, and they got the win over Ohio. Jalen Maiden and Ryan Lindley, their first day as a pairing quarterback, offensive coordinator. What was your like main takeaway from the Aztecs win? And for me, coming away from that game, like I liked the offense in some spots of the game, obviously. But for me, I'm waiting till the stretch, obviously, of UCLA, Oregon State, Boise State, Air Force.
Yep.
I'm waiting for that. And then it's like, okay, we'll have a better idea of who this Aztecs team is going to be this season.
Look at it this way. The only way they were going to have a good year was by beating Ohio. Because of the mountain you just mentioned, there was no lose to Ohio and then win 3 out of 4 against UCLA, Oregon State, Boise State, Air Force. That's not realistic in all likelihood. By beating Ohio, I think you've at least put yourself in position, Ben, where you could get to 3-3. I think some people would say, hey, there's a path here to 4-2. Can you beat UCLA at home? Could you beat Boise State at home and or win at Air Force? And even at 3-3, when you look at the second half schedule, there's absolutely a scenario where they could win 5 of those 6 games, if not more.
For sure.
If they're playing good football, it's at least a possibility. So I thought it all hinged on Ohio. As crazy as that sounds, it's really crazy. And you heard me say it in the week leading up. I'm like, this is a huge game for San Diego State. I don't care how they win it. They just have to win the game. And now you look ahead, you're like, you got a really good chance, obviously, to be 2-0 into UCLA at home. I think there'll be a lot of anticipation and excitement for that game. I think the Aztecs will be an underdog, assuming UCLA beats Coastal Carolina this week in the Rose Bowl. But you'll have an opportunity to potentially get to 3-0. You beat UCLA a few years ago, and the Aztecs have had a lot of success, as we know, against Pac-12 teams. So I'm excited about the possibilities. I think they got a chance to be as balanced as they've been. Everyone knows about their defense. Their defense keeps them in most games they play. I think offensively, there's a lot of room for growth. It was never going to be a day one, hey, they score 50 points, they have all the weaponry, everything is going to be well-oiled from day one. You have a new offensive coordinator. You have pieces that are new. You're replacing good receivers, right? But you do have your quarterback back. So I think there's room for growth. I think the offense will be improved. I think we saw it, to your point, in flashes on Saturday. And using the term of cautiously optimistic, I'm cautiously optimistic the offense is going to be improved here for the Aztecs in 2023. But I'm excited. I think coming off that win against Ohio, it gives the Aztecs at least a chance to put themselves in a position where they'll be one of the better teams in the Mountain West. Again, I thought if they lost to Ohio, even though it was the first game of the season, it was just a tough hill to climb.
Yeah, for sure. And you talk about the second half of the schedule here, obviously, once they get over that, tough, 4-5 week stretch there. Second half, Nevada and Utah State, Colorado State, San Jose, Fresno State. That might be a tough couple last games, but they'll be way more comfortable with each other. And Lindley and Maiden, like they'll know what's going on there. So that could help at the end of the season.